Welcome to our block time video. In this block time video, we're going to be fixing our color drawer open and close issues. So in the last video, we made sure that our color drawer animates open and it animates closed, but we failed to notice that we had a few issues when this occurs. So in this video, we're going to go ahead and find those issues and correct them. So let's do that now. The first thing we're going to do is connect to our phone here. So we're going to go connect, AI Companion app, and we're going to punch in our code, and we should hopefully notice the first issue that we have. So the first issue that we have when this loads all up is that our color drawer opens by default, right? And matter of fact, we don't want our color drawer to open by default because we only want this color drawer to open when we click on the select color button. So in order to correct this issue, all we have to do is go to our designer and ensure that our clock is disabled by default. You'll notice that we have it enabled by default. And what that's doing is when it's enabled, when our screen starts, it's going through this timer and it's saying, hey, our drawer's closed, open it. So all we have to do to correct the first issue is go to that clock and then check this timer enabled. And when our app refreshes, you should notice that our drawer is closed by default now, right? And that's how it should work. So that's the first issue corrected. The second issue that we have is when we click on our select color button, you'll notice that our drawer does in fact animate open, but the problem is when we click it again, it animates closed. Now we don't want that to happen, right? We always want our color drawer, I should say, open when we click our select color button, but we don't want it to keep toggling on and off. The only time we want it to turn off is when we click on change or random. So you'll notice change and random don't turn off that color drawer, right? They don't close it, I should say. And when we click select color, it turns it off, right? So this is toggling it when it should only open it if it's not open. And these change and randoms should close it. So let's fix those issues now. We're going to go to blocks and we're going to put an if statement in this select color block here. We're going to say if, right? And actually, let me make some room here. Move these variables down. So we're going to say, okay, if our color group slider arrangement is not open, right? It's not open, then that's the only time that I want you to open it up, right? Enable our timer, which in matter of fact does open our drawer up, right? So we're saying if our color drawer is not open, then open it up. That's the only time. So now let's double check this. Let's make sure this works. So if I keep clicking here, you'll notice that it's no longer closing it when I re-click select. That's exactly what we want. So we fixed that issue. Now what we want to happen is when we click on change or random, it should close our drawer. So all we have to do is the inverse. We're going to say duplicate this, right? Duplicate this twice. We're going to make a little more room for it here. Actually, we'll just kind of drag some of these to the side. And we're going to say, okay, we're not going to say if it's not open, we're going to say, if it is in fact open, then close it, right? So we don't need a not there because we're checking if it is open. So now when we click on change, you'll notice it closes. If we click on random, it no longer opens, right? So these don't open. If we click on select, it stays open. Even if we click it a bunch of times, if we click on random, it closes, right? This is exactly how we want it to behave. So we have successfully, corrected all of our issues. Tongue twister there. Let's just kind of go through real quick to make sure that everything is fixed. So when we click on select, everything's open, right? If we click it again, it doesn't close it, which we want. If we click on change from select, it closes it. Perfect. If we click on random from select, it closes it. So we officially have tested and fixed all of our issues. That's going to conclude our video, guys. I'll see you in the next one.